And we should be live.
Your meeting is now streaming live.
All right, give me a second. Oh, we are out of it
And,
today. Here we go.
hold
Cowlazars, 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 Cowlazars. Cowlazars, Cowlazers. Come on, let's have some adventures. We'll spend days, we'll spend weeks, we'll spend months working our way through treasure hunts. Cowlazars, 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 Cowlazers. Mike drinks coffee a ton, feel free to send him some. Cowlazars, 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 Cowlazers. Watch Mike once, you'll want to watch him again. James Frey once called him to talk Forrest Fenn. Cowlazars, you cannot go wrong. You could even say bovine photons. Now let's get going on the double. Let's talk treasure hunts. Let's talk puzzles. Cowlazars, 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 Cowlazars.
All right. Hey, everybody. It is Thursday, July 30th. The summer is getting there. Today's Thursday night, so it is Coffee with K-Pro and Cal. How you doing, K-Pro? You're muted. Or are you? Yeah, you're muted.
Okay, are you there?
Yes.
Everyone was saying you had accidentally scheduled AM rather than PM, and that's why they're like, "Were you just trying to trick us?"
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why probably it didn't come up 30 minutes ago and say,
These things happen, everybody.
they do. And you know what? It's so not a big deal because we're rolling with live. Look, oh wait.
If you're subscribed, you know when we go live, or you should. I know some people are like, it never.
Except we're going to be changing some things up, but we'll talk about that later.
Let me see what we did here. Well, anyway, regardless,
I
apologize if that's what
I love it. It's we. It's we when we mess up. It's Mike when we don't. Okay. So how am I? I'm wonderful. I'm lovely. We're showing Forrest Fenn unedited clips tonight, so things are good. We're talking Forrest Fenn land tonight, but there is so much going on in the amusement park. I reserve the right at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 announcements to make, and
there's
1 or 2 are pretty damn cool. So I'm just saying.
They're all pretty damn cool. They're all related to treasure hunts. So, we got that going for us. But yeah, we go live every Monday and Thursdays. We give you all the news you need about treasure hunts, big and small. We know the thrill of the chase has come to an end, but it's not really over. It's just the treasure chest was retrieved. That's all.
Exactly. There's so much more to this story. I think it's going to go down legendary. And I'm going to talk about that because there's some conspiracy people out there that are talking about some stuff and doing some stuff. And some people are like, ooh, ban him on Thor. Nope. He has a right to be there, and so does anybody with a conspiracy theory, as long as you don't get personal and attack Forrest in a negative, horrible way. There's some interesting stuff out there, and I'm still listening to all that. But yes, Redneck Express, roll that footage. Exactly. We've got a clip, unedited clip, mind you, because you know us, actually this part of we, shenanigans. You don't want me to edit and stuff because you don't know. He might have breathed differently, and then you could have found the treasure chest.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah, so it's not even a clip. We're just gonna play it. That's what we're gonna do, unedited, live. And then we're not gonna play the whole thing because we don't want to take up the whole hour. Like K-Pro said, we have a lot of other things to do. Did we want to do those things first?
No, I say we do them second because that would be too much of a tease because it says Forrest Fenn treasure found. So we'll do that first. But if you want to know about Fandango, if you want to know about Mr. Beast, if you want to know about Mr. Clue, ride opened today. If you want to know about an exciting update with Vegas Die, if you want to know about Michigan Hunt, we're in it now. We got a ticket.
Saturday.
Yes. And then we have our own little announcement to make. Just saying.
We do. It's going to be, oh, no, I did. I think I'm ready. I think I'm prepared. All right, we're going to jump right into the clip. Is that what we're doing? What's up, Tony? Okay, everybody. Remember, you can thumbs up, you can subscribe, you can super chat if you want to say thanks. You can do whatever you want to do. You can ask your questions in the chat room. McKay Prayer will answer anything you ask. That's how it works.
Not anything, but a lot of things.
Okay, so let's set the stage here. We interviewed Mr. Forrest Fenn and Douglas Preston in November of last year. We are going to show that now. We're going to show about 16 minutes of it, the very beginning. And well, the Cowlazars, why does it say part 2? Some people were confused. Part 1 was the Douglas Preston part that we showed. We showed that a week ago. Right. We showed the Douglas Preston interview in full, I believe, if I remember right. So tonight we're going to start the Forrest Fenn interview. And then after that, we've got all this awesome treasure hunting amusement park info. And you may be saying, well, why isn't he looking at the camera? That's because I was actually in the background with another camera. So this is my footage that I took.
Right.
And K-Pro's the one asking the questions, and Cynthia's there in the corner. And then the documentarian was there with his camera. So we'll talk about that, Eleanor. We'll talk about Mr. Clue. That's a new one as well. Okay, here we go. Anything else, K-Pro?
No, let's dive in. And this is something for everybody to be able to go back and watch, and you can rewind. And so there's no edits. We're just going to play it all the way through. Some of these you have seen in small edits, and some of them you have not. So
that's why it's breaking news, because it is unedited. So
yeah, and as you're watching it, if you want to put at K-Pro and have a question that I will answer at the end, I'm not going to talk over and we're not going to stop it, but we will answer those at the end. Or you can super chat and I'll even answer that. So there he is.
All right, everybody, here we go. Thumbs up for Forrest Fenn.
So tell us a little bit about the history and timeline, kind of to introduce everyone to the chase.
Before we get on that subject, let me say something that Doug was too modest to tell you, but I don't know how many books he's written. I've read about 15 of them, but his last couple of books have opened #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. And some of the greatest writers in the world have not had that happen to them. And he's too modest to tell you that, but and I think he's had a number of books that were on the New York Times list.
Yeah,
but
I own several.
But to open as #1 is ludicrous, really. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I forgot the question.
Just the history and timeline to introduce those that don't know the chase to the chase.
Say it again.
So starting with you got cancer, and what inspired you to start this chase?
Well, a number of years ago, I have 2 daughters, and today they're around closing in on 60 years old. They didn't know who Clark Gable was, and I was shocked that they didn't know who Clark Gable was. And so I started writing on a yellow pad with a pencil, and I wanted my kids and grandkids to know something about my family. And I mean, that's what started the whole thing. Then it kind of steamrolled, and I never did want a computer. I wasn't ready yet for the 20th century. And so I was writing, and when I'd make a mistake, I'd erase it instead of marking through it. I mean, that's how raw I was in the writing. But then in 1958, I think it was, when did I get cancer? 1988. 88. When your doctor tells you, when 2 of your doctors tell you you're going to die, I went through all of the emotions. You know, first of all, you deny it, and then you're mad, and why me, and all of those things. It took me about 2 weeks to realize that, you know, this is the real world I'm all of a sudden being faced with. But Ralph Moran came to see me one time with his wife, and we were standing in my office, and he wanted a feather bonnet that was hanging from my wall. And I told him that I didn't want to sell it. I wasn't going to sell it. And there are a number of them, 11 of them hanging there. And he said, well, Forrest, you've got so many of them. He says, you can't take it with you. And without thinking, I said, well, then I'm not going. And that was, I don't know where I got that phrase, but that night I started thinking about it. Who says I can't take it with me? if I've got to go, sure. I mean, I don't subscribe to a lot of things that I've heard all my life. And I told myself that sure, I can affect the future. And I've done a lot of things since that time with the idea of affecting the future. I've buried eight bells and some jars with my autobiography in them. You know, I mean, that Rosetta Stone was buried 2,000 years before they found that thing. And so sure, I want, you know, 15,000 years from now, I want somebody to dig up one of my bells and my name's on it, the date, and little sayings around the sides of the bell, and one thing led to another, what Doug didn't tell you was when I took him to lunch that very first time, I did it with the idea of him writing my story, my memoir, because my doctors told me that I was going to die, and that means that I don't know the end of the story. I can't finish the book, so I need somebody else to do that. And Doug was the one that I wanted to do it, and one thing led to another, and that codex came out of that. And but then I've said this in my Thrill of the Chase book. I've tried to read Hemingway and some of those guys, and read about 10 pages, and I decide, you know, this is not for me, and I usually throw them in the trash. But then J.D. Salinger died about that same time, and the news made a big deal out of J.D. Salinger died, and I said, well, I've never read his book. What's the name of that book?
Oh, The Catcher in the Rye?
Yeah, Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
I'd never read that thing. So I said, this guy's a pretty important writer. Let me go read his book. And so I read that thing, and I said, good Lord. I said, if this is a good book, I said, I can do that. I mean, to me, I didn't much like the book. I didn't. But anyway, and that's when I started. Doug wasn't going to write the story, so I had to write it. And I told myself, if J.D. Salinger can write and everybody thinks that's a great book, and then I wrote The Thrill of the Chase. And I took it to the printer, and I said, I want 500 copies of this book. He said, you can't make 500 copies. It's not economically feasible. He said, for 50 cents a piece, you can get another 500. I said, okay, we'll do that. And so we printed 1,000 copies. I mean, who's going to buy my book? My parents are dead. And so I had written 7 or 8 books before that, and nobody ever wanted any of them. I hold the world's record for collecting my own books. But, and then Margie Goldsmith in Manhattan wrote a story that appeared in Hemispheres magazine behind every seat in the United airplane. The next day I got 1,200 emails. I mean, it shut my server down. I was three days coming back online again. And in the back of my mind, the treasure story had an appeal to me. And I figured that if it appeals to me, maybe it'll appeal to somebody else. But in the back of my mind, nothing like that had ever happened to me or worked for me before. I knew the fuse was there, but I couldn't find a match anyplace. Well, Margie Goldsmith provided the match that lit the fuse, and it just exploded. And 2 weeks later, we went into reprint. The book's in 11th printing now. But that was what started me. And I forgot your question.
No, you answered perfectly. It was introducing the different aspects of the chase. How do you think your memoir would have been different if Douglas would have written it?
Well, it opened on the New York Times bestseller list for one thing. Doug is a very celebrated writer, you know. I mean, I don't want my name mentioned in the same sentence with them. But I just don't know. I mean, I had a lot of time to think about this. I mean, I was 15 years from the conception to the point when I hid the treasure, I mean, I can't account for all those 15 years, but, and I was hoping that somebody would want to read one of my books. And I mean, things just started, I mean, the book started playing Monopoly. I mean, I started trading 3 into 5 into 12 into 29 and 60, and the Collected Works bookstore in Santa Fe has sold just under 53,000 copies of that book. And that's pretty good for a self-published book in a privately owned bookstore. But it's been, the road to where we are today has not been paved, but it's been a lot of fun. You know, sometimes you can get a lot of fun out of a bounce, and we've bounced along a pretty gravel road for a few years, going on 11 years now, I think.
So looking at the thrill of the chase, you've said there's subtle hints throughout the book. How do you define subtle?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said there are subtle hints in my books, not throughout my books. There's a difference.
Okay.
There are some subtle hints in my books. And they're not clues. They won't lead you to the treasure, but they'll help you with the clues that will lead you to the treasure. Did I say that right?
Sure. So as a searcher, how would you help a searcher understand how to read The Thrill of the Chase to find those clues that will help, find those hints that will help you with clues?
That's the searcher's problem, not mine. And I'm not gonna put an X on anybody's map.
Okay. How many different versions of the poem was there before the one that we know?
The first version of the poem, I can't quote it, but they told me I was going to die, and the first version says, "Take the treasure and leave my bones alone." Something along that line. I mean, I forget that I can't quote that, but that's been a number of years ago. But that was the theory of it.
When you wrote the poem, which stanza did you write first?
Well, I knew every step from the first one, from the first clue to the last one. I mean, it was already in my mind for a long time. But I think I'm correct in saying that I hid the treasure and then I went home and wrote the poem. I could have done it the other way around. I don't think it makes any difference because there was just one place under consideration in my mind to do that. But all of the nouns in that poem, I looked up because I wanted to know exactly what does this word mean. And I found out that my conception of a lot of words is not what the dictionary says.
So you've recently been quoted in saying Terry Scant means get the heck out of there. And so it's pretty literal.
Did I say that? Where did I say that?
There's a recording from it's up on Dale's site of a recent interview.
I think that's right. Well, what's your question then?
Are all 9 clues literal?
I'm not going to talk about the clues.
Okay. So if we begin it with where warm waters halt, which you've told us many times, and when we cease, we have it and get the heck out of there. What is the reason for stanzas 1, 5, and 6?
I'm not going to talk about that. You're trying to back me up into a blind canyon. Yeah, you are. I know your type.
Will all the clues withstand the test of time?
Sure. Well, say that a different way.
When you've said withstanding the test of time, say 900 years from now,
there's going to be 5,000 earthquakes and forest fires and landslides and tornadoes and hurricanes. I mean, how deep is a hole? I mean, I can't answer that question without having more information.
Well, will you still be able to solve your poem 900 years from now through those earthquakes and wildfires? And
are you asking me what disastrous events, natural events are going to take place between now and 900 years from now?
we know there'll be many. We know there'll be many.
Every year that treasure has not been found means that 12 months of snow and rain and leaves falling and wind blowing, and sure, the landscape's going to change. And I think it's going to get a little bit harder every year. I mean, that's what physics tells me.
Okay, I'll move away from the poem. So you've put out many scrapbooks, over 200. Forrest Fenn gets mail, weekly words, surprise words, etc. As new searchers come in, they have a wide variety of information, almost too much information. What role do all of these additional materials, the scrapbooks and words and things, play in solving the poem?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay. How did you select the scrapbooks for Once Upon a While?
Well, I'd written I don't know how many scrapbooks. I didn't write all of them that are on Dal's list, but of the 200, I think 16 that are on there, I've written about 180 or so, I'm guessing. So when I decided to write Too Far to Walk, which was my second memoir, I just reviewed everything that I'd written before and had some new things to say. So my scrapbooks generally are around 950 words, and I try to keep them short because I don't want to bore people too much.
I think we're going to end it right there. We're about 15 minutes in, 15:40 to be exact. We didn't want to go too long because it's a lot to talk about. And we got a lot of other stuff to talk about, including a FOIA update. Isn't that right, K-Pro?
That is right. So what do we think? Some people asked along the way. I jumped into the chat. I'm actually looking at the chat. That's why I'm a little off. I do have a new command center that I will be at by next week. And so I'm a little off right now, but I hope to be okay next week. But what do we think? Anything new? Anything like, oh, dun, 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 dun. Anything?
I like how he just says, I'm not going there. And you ask a certain question, he's like, I'm not going there.
Well, it's funny because, and I have to thank my search dad, Toby Eunice, for this. I wasn't supposed to be the interviewer, and I don't know, about 3 or 4 days before I became the interviewer, and I've never interviewed before. So I was able to sit with Toby and Shelly, and then Toby, Shelly, and Shelly's husband, and then Toby, and I really asked some questions of, I was worried about him shutting down and asking him the wrong questions. So I was worried about asking something and him either not getting upset, but like saying, no comment, or I don't want to answer that. And it was really interesting because Toby gave me this advice. Like, if he answers 2 questions in a row and the answer is, I don't want to answer that, or move on, go to a completely different set of questions that are very easy for him to answer. So it was really interesting that it came up, and you guys are going to see it came up a couple times. Anytime I went into clues and hints and all that, he said no, and then I went to a whole different line of it. It was so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I was so nervous. It's funny because you and Cynthia, like right after the interview, you were like, I can't believe this answer and that answer, and I'm like, I was not even thinking of whatever he was answering because I was trying to figure out how to ask the next question, because these were things that were going to be maybe in a documentary that millions of people would see. So it was really interesting that process. But when he said no, and then no, I jumped to a different line of questions, and then I had to go back later. Anyway, that was just a little bit of behind the scenes of what happened. That was from me, from a professional standpoint, a very exciting time, because I was working with Alan, and he's a colleague of mine, and he was like, okay, you got this, but we had to prep so much. So there's so much behind an interview.
So, Sapient Nomad in the chat says, I told this on AGK last night, but I asked Forrest Fenn if there was anything left at his special place to be discovered, and he replied, nothing is left at the site, sir. Sorry. So you guys take that for what it's worth.
Nice.
But,
that's good
that's
information. Hit the little dun 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 dun. That's
true.
nice.
We don't know, but I would assume Sapient Nomad's a good guy. That he told.
Yeah.
So that means the finder took everything. Didn't want to leave a searcher coin behind, I guess. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, or just a lot of people are saying that that might be why the finder is not coming out with the solve, is because they put something in the location. They're going to do another hunt. I personally don't believe that, but you never know. So there you go. So, okay. Well, anybody put, okay. If Forrest said yes, why would he tell?
Why would he tell us? In other words, if there was something left, would Forrest tell us? I don't know.
Well, but there's a lot of things he never answers. And I think there's not I mean, you can guess either way on that. Cynthia and I had some disagreements of a couple things that he didn't answer of why. But when he does answer, you got to say, I think you got to take him at face value, even though there is that 15% rule that we always talk about.
So before we jump into, I think we're going to do the FOIA next, maybe?
Yeah, let's do the FOIA next.
But before we do, I got to give a shout out to John, JC, John from Arizona. He's a searcher. You guys know him. He was at the World Series of Fenn. He is, in fact, here in Vegas playing in the World Series of Poker Seniors event, which is online. And he just tripled up. He had pocket aces. It was full house, over full house, with somebody else had pocket kings. 3-way all in, and he tripled up. So good luck, John.
Nice.
Maybe I'll get an update for him before we go offline. That's awesome. If a searcher, if one in the community could actually win and get the bracelet, that would be cool.
Yeah, and I won't say if a couple searchers got together last night and played poker and who lasted the longest in that tournament, but we have searchers everywhere that play poker, and we love to see you all. When you come into town, please tell us. If I'm in town, we will meet you. We also met Melissa, and if you remember that gold, I was going to say.
Sorry about that. That was an accident. Yeah, shout out to Melissa. She was there with her Chase Hopley.
She is the one that got me the gold frog and sent it to Mike. It was a brooch. I wore it. I came in 19th, 17th, only top 15 paid. So it wasn't that I got paid, but I did last longer than Mike or JC. But that's why he's going to have luck tonight. He's going to have luck tonight, and he's going to smash. He's going to win the bracelet. That's what I think is going to happen.
So big thank you to Melissa. She brought her Chase Hopley. We both signed it, which was really nice that she wanted us to do that. And again, I apologize for everybody that ordered Chase Hopley, that wanted us to sign it, and you were already back in North Carolina. We were not able to do that. But in the future, you never know what'll happen. If we see you in Yellowstone, if we see you in Vegas at the next World Series of Fenn, bring it, and of course we will sign it. Go Doc Fenn. That's right, Sam.
As the day. Go ahead. I just have lots of things from the chat.
I was just thinking, if I was the finder and I wanted to leave something behind, I'd probably leave the stick. You know what I mean? I'd leave the stick behind, because why do you need it? So if somebody wanted to, there it is. I get bad timing, but I'd leave the stick just as I left something behind. You're never going to know where it is, but I left it behind.
No, that stick is what's going to make it a multi-million-dollar sale at Christie's. But okay, Minotaur Marino. As the days move on, I believe F had Shiloh retrieve the chest. Giving out the pick of the chest and giving away the state for free makes no sense. Okay.
State out for free.
I guess that's part of the wear. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an opinion.
If somebody was going to put out a book or monetize the solution, we're still going to get it. It's not like, I already know it's in Wyoming. I'm not interested. I don't think that hurts it in any way. Do you?
I don't think it hurts the searcher's story. I think it only helps the search community get a little bit of closure. Right. It's helped some people. Only about half of searchers. Toby did a survey and Jenny did a survey. Only about half even believe it anyway. So I think I think it's calmed down a lot of people. I think it's put a few people up in a tizzy because it's not in their state, so it's wrong. I got into it with a searcher. I will say, not got into it. They tried to explain to me why their solve is better than Forrest Fenn would ever have with his solve. Wonk, wonk, wonk. So I'm getting away from those things. Minotaur, I'm not 100% yet. I want to see more, but I believe more is coming. And oh, just you wait. Czar says World Series of Fenn 2021. Dun, 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 dun.
Get on. You better be back here before then. But yeah.
Yeah, K-Pro, we left something.
Oh, okay.
So
Say-
if you
cool.
find the spot, you will know from the finder. Okie Tarman, you're sounding like one of the 30. I don't know what that means, but maybe, maybe, whatever you guys say.
You know, and the other thing, I was looking for some pictures when I was setting this up today. Somebody said I had the wrong start time, so sorry if that's what I did. But when we were in Cynthia's place when we did this interview, I took some video. Remember, you guys were at our command center, and there were a couple things we recorded. What's a big sign that's on Cynthia's wall? Do you remember?
Probably Wyoming.
Wyoming. That's right. She actually had the right state on her
Yeah.
wall. She had a big thing that says Wyoming, something about I don't know, something about you never leave your boots or something. But yeah, I just thought that was funny that out of the 4 states, she had a big Wyoming on the wall. So she was right.
Okay, Tommy says, do you believe the searcher will do a book, movie, or documentary? Which is most likely? I currently believe, and this is subject to change based on the information that I get at any given time, I believe the finder will not do any of those.
Think he just wants to be anonymous and that's it?
Yes.
Now, why do you think that is?
With information until Forrest puts out everything that he's going to put out. So for all of you that think that I just blindly think Forrest is God and whatever he says goes, I still have a couple of thoughts and different things. And I've talked to enough people that I have a couple of thoughts and I don't want to say yet. I haven't even shared with you, Mike. I haven't even shared with you.
Of course you haven't. And a couple people have asked, where was that filmed? Where was the interview done? That is Douglas Preston's office in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. Dang right. Go WSOF. Yes, we will get a little closer before we announce that we're definite for sure. David asked me, did you know that Mike partnered with Stephanie? Did you want to?
Stephanie?
Yeah, did you guys go boots on the ground? You guys partnered. Stephanie, 30 acre.
With a straight face. No, I don't remember partnering. Now, way back in the Chase Chat days, it's possible me and her talked and we said, hey, what do you know? And what do you know? But I don't know if I call that a partner, partner.
I think it was very maybe profound for her. She has put it up on Chase Chat. You're Cowlazars. Everybody wants to say, hey, I knew him. He looked at me one day 3 years ago.
I've talked to a lot of people. So at one point I was probably like, yeah, let's find it. Let's split it. So, I mean, if you want to look at a partner that way, yeah, I guess that's possible. I don't remember it offhand, but I've talked to a lot of people over the years. So a lot of partners, you could say.
Okay. And Ogie says, and by the way, it will cover your expenses if that's what you thought. You're saying something to me that I'm not picking up, but you can email me kpro3@aol.com or messenger me. I'm Chris Thor on Facebook. I know you're saying something to me, and I do begin emails. I will say I still give David Bradshaw the award trophy for the most succinct, and I know he had so much depth behind it, but the most succinct solve that he just outlined really quick. He was the one that called in about a week or two ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, WWWH is this, Kenyans, this is this, boom, and it was fantastic. So, okay, I am appreciative. I just don't know what you're talking about. Bobby D, the finder can't put out what he doesn't know or understand. If he found the treasure chest, and Forrest has said you just can't stumble upon it, and Forrest has said he used my poem and the clues and the book he has some knowledge. He has some unique story, in my opinion.
Craig Carter points out I also partnered with Cynthia. So, I guess I've been out there.
Everybody loves Mike. Oh, he just got. Let's find it. Let's spill it. Haha. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
FOIA time.
Oh, he's referring to the fake website, mentioned stuff being left behind. Yeah, Forrest has pretty much put that baby to bed. No, I do not believe, in my opinion, that site, I think Toby has put some So he believes that that's the one that, let's see, they found it, then they put it in a different location. You had to put money in escrow, that whole thing, and they've taken down the website and all that.
Yeah, that was
I
a big-
don't. I think when Forrest says so repeatedly, it was in the place I put it 10 years ago. If you believe that Forrest is lying, yes. But anyway,
all I can
that's just
say
my
is
opinion.
people are jerks. All the people who said they had it and all the stories, people are jerks. Okay, breaking news.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Oh, FOIA.
FOIA. So you guys, the first time I heard that somebody filed a FOIA was from Justin Posey. You guys know Justin from the World Series of Fenn. Hello to Justin. He has not got, as far as I know, he has not gotten a response. I did actually email him last night. He has not gotten a response to his FOIA, but there is another searcher who did put in a FOIA to Yellowstone National Park, and he did get the response, and he gave me the okay to show it, and we're going to do that here in a minute.
Yep. And so to be clear, for those of you that lost your mind a year ago about a FOIA, we did not put in for a FOIA.
Yeah,
But we will bring it to you because that's what we do. We bring breaking news
Well,
and information to you.
this FOIA is not the one. It's not anything we were a part of.
You're splitting hairs, mister. We did not file this FOIA.
All right, here we go. And yes, a little bit of it's redacted. United, and somebody tell me if this is if it looks fake to you. I mean, because I don't know how FOIA should look.
I
So
can tell you it looks
legit.
very similar to one that I may have known in the process.
All right, July 28th. So you guys see it was recent, just 2 days ago. This letter is in response to your Freedom of Information Act request dated and received July 28th. Now, see, oh, okay. Well, wait, if they received it July 28th, they responded the same day, July 28th. Does that sound right?
If they have had similar requests and they've already cleared that could be. Like they told me, I talked to a guy for a while because when I was going through the process a year or two ago, and I said, why is this taking so? It's taken like 8 months or something. And he said, first person to go through the process, it takes a lot longer. You were very specific. You filled it out correctly. That takes a lot longer. If the next person comes with the same request, we're going to be able to respond in like a day or two. I'm like, okay. So that's my explanation. Total layman's and guess. I'm not a lawyer, nor do I play one on YouTube.
Yeah, let me ask you something. So this is the response. We don't have the actual FOIA that he submitted. All he sent us
Correct.
was what he got back. But it says in which you requested documents regarding a
Yep.
bronze chest containing gold coins, gold nuggets, jewelry, plastic baggies, scissors, documents, olive jar sealed with wax that holds documents and other artifacts. Does that mean, in other words, if there was a bronze chest that was missing one of those items, could they then come back and go, sorry, to the letter of what you requested? No, we don't have a box that contains all those items. Or, you know what I mean? Did he kind of go into too much detail where they can go, yeah, no, we don't have all that anywhere?
From what I'm understanding, they asked me to be pretty specific because here's what happened. Well, in the raid, it was a different thing. They raided 1,000 items. They asked me to be very specific because if they had to provide documentation on all, let's say 100 items, that would be very time consuming and expensive. So I am not sure why they put this here, but I think it was to leave no question. These are the things that were seen in that one original picture, but olive jar sealed with wax. I mean, what if it's an olive jar, but it didn't have wax? It's a great question.
Technicality, right.
Right. So I don't think so, but also I don't know enough about this process to know.
And let's be clear, the park is legally obligated to turn it over and say if they do in fact have it, right? In other words, they don't get to decide. They're legally obligated to give the document because the park is done with taxpayer money. That's why you can do a Freedom of Information request on it, right?
That's not the reason because I've had a FOIA put against me when they're I guess I work. No, we've had one.
So let me ask you,
I believe it can be a nonprofit or a government entity.
Government entity, because that's taxes.
Right.
You can't file a FOIA against a private business, is what I'm saying.
I believe you can as long as it's a nonprofit because a nonprofit gets excluded and has some tax benefits. And so that's how it's tied. It's almost like quasi-government, if you will.
Okay. Well, anyway. All right. Policy of the National Park Service to make records available, blah, 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 make documents requested of the FOIA available at the earliest possible date. Now, there are exemptions. Withhold documents falling within one of the FOIA exemptions.
Yep.
3 discrete categories of law enforcement. Your request is being processed under the provisions of the Freedom of Information Act. In accordance with the department regulation.
Okay, wait, go back for just a second. So these 2 paragraphs right here, that is standard language to basically say we are relying on the private Freedom of Information Act, the Privacy Act, etc. We're basically complying with all laws. That is all standard information based on a FOIA. I know because I have seen this exactly with my name on it. So, and then you get to the, go ahead.
It looks legit, in other words.
Right. This is just standard to say, this is your fine print when you buy a car to say, so this is legit to me, in my opinion. And then the next paragraph, they always have to put like an appeals process and who you can contact. So I believe the next page.
Well, thumbs up for FOIA, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
There you go.
In accordance with department regulations, the following individuals are responsible for the denial of your request. And that's Michael T. Reynolds, Director of the National Park Service, and Cheris Wilson. They have a Freedom of Information Act officer. That's interesting.
Yeah. And it's usually general counsel, or in this case, it would be. So I have had this exact thing because I did appeal the one that was determined, and I did it both through BLM and FBI. So this is the person, if you were denied based on X, Y, or Z, this is who you appeal to. And I've gone through an appeal process. So this, someone said boilerplate. This is all boilerplate stuff.
Yeah. And to be clear, this does not mean the FOIA request was denied. This is something to put in every response. Okay. Your appeal must be made. And they're saying if you do appeal.
Please don't read this. Please don't read this.
Okay. This is a whole bunch of info. Oh, hang on. Did I lose it?
Yeah, you did.
You did. Oh, there we go. Wait, is the I did lose it. Where is it?
I'm looking for it too.
Down here. So that's the appeal. And then it's up in here somewhere, right?
It has to be a first 2 paragraphs.
And it is a live show, everybody.
Yeah, we're trying. Yeah, roll with us.
I saw the answer, but so. Right.
Okay, keep going down.
To the 15th. Your request is being processed. Okay.
Yeah, go to the next. I know it's in the video. Maybe we're gonna have to. Okay, hold on. Okay, keep going down.
No, that's it. So this makes it sound as if it was denied because they're saying.
No, it wasn't denied. They said they don't have any information. So I've.
Here, how come we're not seeing it now?
Okay.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Right. Can you go down?
Down here?
Yeah.
This is all
Down.
about if you have an appeal.
Down. Down. As a part of the. Down. Stop. No. Okay. Stop right there, please. Okay. I don't know where it is. Okay. So do you know?
There when we read it. Well, if the person who sent it to me is watching, email me. If
Well, they have a YouTube on this. Do you know where the YouTube link is? Because I know they highlighted it there. Oh, you know what? That yellow highlight might not have come through right.
Oh, let me see.
Go down.
Oh, hang on. This is the same thing I had.
That
Here.
yellow highlight. Yeah, highlight that. Or.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Let me look at it. The original. All right. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, everybody. Let me look at the original email. But that's how it's coming through. So I don't.
Yeah, the yellow highlight is that's what it is. It's just not coming up right for you.
Tell them what the response is that we did read, at least somewhere. And he has a video on it as well, right?
Correct. I don't remember the FOIA. Okay. Okay. Well, so as you're doing that, so basically it came back that they have no record of anything being turned in, et cetera. I'd like to see exactly how the whole thing was worded. That's the only thing that I would say is a caveat, because though some of the other tubers at the time that I put in my FOIA, they're like, people have already put it in, there's nothing there. Yeah, they told me at the time, some people have put it in, they didn't word things right, and they didn't have the information that others could get. So
And
I
you are
do.
correct. The highlighted area didn't come through right. So I'm looking at his original email, and the highlighted area does say, after a thorough search of our files, it has been determined that Yellowstone National Park has no records responsive to your request. That was that highlighted part.
There you go.
They're saying they don't have anything related to a treasure chest filled with all those things. So
Yeah.
for all the conspiracy theories that it was found in the park and the rangers have it, I would say that's evidence they do not.
Yeah, well, for that one, I'd like to see what Justin gets back as well, and he's been open. So
And what he gets back. Yeah, and he said he'll keep us updated.
Yeah.
For sure.
okay, so let's go to if you can bring up the photoshopped pictures video that I asked you. So ooh, logical searcher, you need to stay in here. We have a treasure hunt coming to your area.
Show the video, correct?
Huh?
You're showing this video?
No, we're not showing the video. We're just showing the channel so people can go to it themselves.
I can't play it? Okay.
No, because it's not ours to play. Did you get written permission from that person?
No, I didn't.
Okay, let's not then. No. Okay, so here's what's happened. There was a searcher, quite honestly, a long-time searcher, one that I believe is an honest person. An honest searcher. Is that an oxymoron? Just kidding. He's been very thorough and he seems very genuine when he posts. He posted this information up on Thor. It got mixed reviews. He had one piece of it that was incorrect, so he took it down. He decided to do his own video and walk through why he thinks the photos are photoshopped. I don't know enough about any of this. I kind of look at it and there's some parts really interesting to me. There's some parts that it's exactly what Andy said. It's a little confusing for me. Some people that are really into photography get it. I don't get it completely. But here's a big thing. People are allowed to have their opinions on this. They're not saying Forrest is evil. They're saying, hey, there's something that doesn't exactly match here. Can we talk about it? So I wanted everybody to know about that channel just because he posted it today up on Thor, and that is thehintofriches.com, a forum about all treasure hunts. But we're still talking about the Forrest Fenn hunt. We're getting like 5 to 10 new people every day. It's crazy.
Jack gave us his permission to play it, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Check. Okay. And so I just want to kind of give an even set of conspiracy theories that are not just, Forrest Fenn is dead. No, I talked to him. So ones that will actually seem to have a little bit of merit, and maybe I don't fully understand. I think they should get their, day in the sun, if you will. So go over there and check it out. Go on Thor. You can see the link and all the information. Yes, this is O's video, low key. So
so yeah, that's his.
Yeah, he's been around since, Chase Chat days, like way back. So
I'll put the link to it in the chat if anybody wants to check it out after we're done.
Yeah. So there is the Forrest. That's the third Forrest Fenn announcement. What else do we have for Forrest Fenn, Mike?
I think that's it for Mr. Forrest Fenn. Until there is breaking news, we will go live when that happens.
Yeah, and somebody asked me, do you know what the timing is? I believe the timing is going to be after these lawsuits settle. I already went over the lawsuits. We have the one from Arizona did get an extension. The other one did not have an extension filed or did not have a response filed after the judge asked. So I think that's we're waiting on those two responses for next steps. That's my opinion. So
next weekend is 60 days. I'm just putting that out there. So we'll see if anything's released or not.
You said August 4th.
Next weekend is 60 days.
Next weekend is 60 days. Okay. So so let's now talk about a few things that are happening in the amusement park. If you I like Helen K. If you want to put in anything and put at KPro, we'll answer anything else for us, Fem, but we are going to jump to a few other things. What is so special about 8-4? I've talked to Dale, nothing. He said it as a part of, there was like 3 different dates people have emailed him. It's really not, and so many people are like, August 4th, August 4th. It, related to the finder, related to Forrest Fenn, related to, I think anybody really, I mean, like you could email me tomorrow and say August 9th. I mean, if we're just going by just random people, that's what August 4th is, a random date based on nothing.
Or is it? No, it is.
Whatever.
All right, I got to do this because Randy said he has the video ready. The Beacon Star is on Amazon, everybody. You go to Amazon, you put in the Beacon Star. This is by author Randy Pischel, who's in the chat. Everybody say hi to Randy. This is a treasure hunt. It's like $7,300, the value, total value. It's in Denver, but here's the deal. Randy's going to give us a little hint, he's going to give us a little video. When he gets 26, right, Randy, is it 26? I want to make sure. 26 customer reviews on Amazon. So somebody go review this book. I don't care if you read it.
I need to. I haven't done one.
Well, right now.
Help me. I don't know how to do it.
All right, Randy, then you can release your video tonight because as soon as we're done going live, I'm going to have KPro leave a honest review because she has read
honest review. Yeah, I have.
So
I really like the story. I don't like the puzzles are hard.
We're at a kind of standstill on the Beacon Star Zoom. You definitely did not make it easy, Randy. But okay, so that is the Beacon Star on Amazon. You guys know what we say is support people who do treasure hunts. So Logical Searcher says I started on the Beacon Star. So there, give them a review, Logical Searcher. If you could do it by the end of the show, we'll get Randy to put it out tonight, maybe. We'll see.
Nice.
Okay, that's the Beacon Star. What else?
So somebody just asked me, then why did Dale even bring up 8-4? So this is how I understand it. Just like Forrest and I went for, I don't know, over an hour back and forth, most people do not see everything. There's cutting room floor footage. I know we are being wonderful and giving out everything. So I think there was a question related to, so what's happening on your blog? What are people saying? And he's like, I just got somebody that said on August 4th, don't shut down the blog. I got something to say. He gave a few other examples. That was a soundbite that went into Expedition Unknown. Was it dishonest? No. Did it seem like dun, 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 dun? That's what you do in the TV world. So Tommy says, does that mean that the closure all of us are looking for may not come, or do you have hope we will eventually know the final location, the clues throughout they mean? Thank you both. In my opinion, we're going to have lots of things answered. I do not believe we're going to have the 9 clues of this is WWWH, this is the canyon, this is Homa Brown, this is the blaze, and this is the final location. I believe we're going to have a lot of other things, in my opinion. Keyword and what are the hints in TTOTC? Did the illustrations mean anything? All of those types of things will be answered. That's just my opinion. I might be wrong.
Thanks, Julie. She just showed the link so everybody could go order the Beacon Star, because when Randy hits, I thought he said 500 books. He's going to give out something else. So we need those 2 things to happen: the reviews on Amazon and 500 books. Everybody, $1 from each book goes toward the prize pool. Just so you know.
Okay. Nomadic Madman says, I'm going to bring up 8-4 every time. That's awesome. I think we have one more show until that breaking news day. Even with the chest gone, do you think it's possible to identify the blaze? This is going to be interesting, Sapient Nomad. I believe if Forrest gives as much of just all this other stuff that the community wants, I think it's going to be really fun to try to narrow. We already know the state. If he tells us WWWH was a hot spring, I'm not saying he's going to at all. I have no information. What if he does? What if he says it's a named hot spring next to a named canyon? What if he said, what if, we need that information first, but wouldn't it be awesome?
He could just tell us what the blaze was, not where it is, not how you find it. Was it a carving on a rock, on a tree?
Exactly.
Was it something else? Just what was it in general? William says, how's the progress on the Beacon Star? We're kind of at a standstill. We got the plaques. We think we do. Knowing which words to use on each plaque is a little hard. So we've got them all. We've got all the plaques. Randy, if you're listening, we've got all the plaques that we think are right. And we figured out a couple that are not, would have been talked about online. We've got those all in Excel. We've got it ordered by binary. We've got it ordered by Fibonacci. We've got it ordered by page number.
And
trying to do a couple things, but nothing's clicked yet. So,
okay.
Yeah.
but the group's having fun. Okay,
Yeah, the group is-
so the next thing I'd like okay, there's 207 of you in here. I would like to get to 100. Here is what's happening on Fandango. This
Well,
isn't a 100 people to sign a petition that Mike is going to put the link in the chat.
all right.
So I told you beforehand. So here's what's happened. I go into GTC just because he's just wonderful. His name is Greg. GTC does a show once a week. He did 2 this week, or he's going to do 2. He's going to do another one tomorrow. And Fandango has been out for like 12 years or something crazy like that. I have the book because Mike has the book. So I have borrowed his book and I go in. It's pretty advanced, meaning it's like Randy's book. There's lots of different pictures and stories and all of that. They said years and years and years ago, when they started this, they said they are going to give until Thanksgiving of 2020. If it's not found by that date, they're going to shut it down and they're going to donate the prize to charity. Here is what I did, because there was a bunch of people in the chat. I believe right now 2 things are happening that they did not know 10, 12 years ago. One, the Forrest Fenn treasure hunt started and stopped. The community is a large one at this point. There's huge interest because Greg is there working on it every week. And there is a good 20 people in chat doing the same thing. The second is we're in COVID time where people aren't able to get out. They want to hunt. I don't want to jump into Fandango because there's only 2 or 3 months left and I don't think I can catch up in that amount of time. So the group said, let's all write the author. And I wrote the author and then I said, let's write them kind of as a group. So I went to change.org. I started my first petition ever just to ask nicely if the authors would consider extending 1 year because of this new information, which is COVID. There's no way they could have known 12 years ago they were going to be having Missouri Dave's changing his name to Charity. No, charity. So Sam has signed it. Amy has signed it. Mike, have you signed it yet?
Yes, I did sign it.
Okay, good.
I've done it under a different name, but I did sign it. I'm looking for it. It's in the Grand Adventure, right? If anybody else can find the link, send it to me. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, William, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. It's the Michigan hunt where you have to swim or get a kayak and all of that. I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, quit hitting that button and bring up Fandango, sir. Okay.
I'm looking for it.
Okay, so it's really easy. Here's the thing: you just go in and you put your name and you can put a comment if you want. They do ask you for money, and if you give money, they share it to more people. Don't give any money. This is just searchers. This is a free thing. Just go in and sign. They made the deadline 2020 because of eyes. Oh. There might be a reason and a clue to why they did 2020. Well, then they won't consider it. And you guys have all taken 10 seconds to do it. Mike, go to General Hunts. Go to Thor General Hunts. This is why I asked you beforehand to do this.
General Hunts and Adventures. I see it. Oh, there it is. Fandango.
There you go. Okay.
All right. Check it out, everybody. Beacon Star. Let's see. Did that review magically pop in? Let's see real quick. No, it didn't. Okay. Somebody go review that book. Okay. Fandango. Fandango extended ending date petition is right here. Oops. All right. We'll put this in the chat right now. So if you want to see the end date for Fandango extended, I kind of want to see the solution. But if you want to see it extended,
shame on you for saying that.
There's the link in the chat. And you can go to Thor and go to General Hunts right here and go to Fandango extend date. And there it is. How many people do we have signed up? We have 32 out of 100. All right, let's get to 100. Here,
I'm trying to get to 100.
Oh, we don't want to do all that. Okay.
And are we going to be marching? Are we going to be? No, this is just a fun way to see if we can get to 100 people. Even if you're not working on Fandango, it keeps another amusement park ride open. And yes, we want to see it, but we can wait a year, Mike. So you can take back what you just said. Bite that tongue of yours, mister. There you go. There you have it. Okay, so that's Fandango. So let's talk about a few other rides. We have lots to talk about. And yes, one of them is that.
Mr. Clue. Oh,
Mr. Clue. Let's talk about Mr. Clue. Go for it.
Mr. Clue gave away a lot of gold, everybody. It was like $16,000 to $17,000 worth of gold. Well, he's got a new one. You guys know the YouTube channel. You should be subscribed. If you're not, go subscribe. Mr. Clue on YouTube. He's got a new hunt that's starting August 1st, which is what? Saturday, right? And here it is. The Peach State Treasure begins August 1st. All his videos, all his clues are in video form on this chalkboard. We're assuming the second treasure hunt's going to be the same. Mr. Clue is in the chat. Everybody say hi to Mr. Clue. And Mr. Clue says you can show the video. So check it out. This is the new hunt, the Peach State Treasure. It is for, the treasure hunt begins August 1st. Clue 1, August 1st. Clue 2, August 8th. And Clue 3, August 15th. Maybe there's only 3 clues for this one. These coins are the prize. We have, whoever knows about ancient coins, 5 gold Seljuk dinars from the Crusades, 1 silver Quarzmanian from the Empire Durham, and 6 ancient Roman coins. I don't know anything about these coins, but I want them. They're like, I want them on the bookshelf. But the Peach State is Georgia, right?
Yes, I lived in Georgia. Logical Searcher. I hope I didn't give away too much. Logical Searcher. We might know somebody that's local. Logical Searcher.
I would have to say on the first one, Mr. Clue's tricky. We thought it was Boston and it wasn't. Maybe there's a little twist to
Not
this.
you, we. There was other groups.
Yeah, right? So I'm going to put the link to Mr. Clue's YouTube channel in the chat right now. So go subscribe. Be ready for those hints. Yeah, I don't know if there's only 3 clues. That's how he made it sound, but Mr. Clue will let us know. He does good with his videos. So
yeah, well,
Mr. Clue.
And here's one thing. Some people have asked us, how do you know these people? And you're advertising for them. So how do you, we're giving information only, but I will tell you, Mr. Clues has been engaged in here. And I think, Mike, you know that the person actually got paid or got the treasurer and enough to know where seems like a solid guy with a solid
questions on Jenny Kyle's site with the finder, I believe. So yes, it was legit. All that gold was legit. I'm sure these coins, which he showed in this video, is legit as well. Yeah, Mr. Clue on YouTube. Master Morpheus, you need to do another puzzle. We don't know when that's coming out. We hope he does, but we don't know when.
You know what? Master Morpheus in the last chat said, I feel really bad for it being solved so soon. Don't feel bad. You were awesome. I think it's the hardest thing in the world to be a treasure hunt creator because there's so many minds against one mind. So there you have it. Okay, so you want to talk about Mr. Beast?
Yeah, Mr. Beast, he only got 11 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm not going to show it because he's got enough subscribers, but he released a video today. He has a riddle. It's a 27-step riddle for $100,000. He thinks it's impossible. He thinks it'll take at least a week for somebody to solve. And basically, you have to jump through a bunch of hoops. You've got to do a bunch of 26 steps. And I went to about step 7 or 6 today before I kind of gave up. It's kind of cool because instead of you using your phone to call a phone number, they have a phone emulator on a website. And that's what you use to text people, call people. He uses Instagram, he uses Twitter, he uses YouTube videos. Mr. Beast, if you go to Reddit, there's a Reddit on it, Mr. Beast. And yeah, it's all over the news or the social media. So that the riddle video, number 1 to intro it, came out today and it already has 100,000 views. So that's how big Mr. Beast. So $100,000 if you like playing on with such things that are so hard.
Yes. So, okay. So that is Mr. Beast. So that is a new hunt in the treasure hunt amusement park. It's again like a riddle, but has a big old prize. So, okay. So the next, do we want to talk about Vegas Die and the update we have done?
Breaking news, everybody.
You know it.
Tell them what it is, K-Pro. I should have grabbed the book. Yeah, go ahead.
So the book is at the printer. It's happening. Oh, it's happening. And here is what Stephen Grogan told us today. He said, if you can get 40 people to pre-order through you, because he has Amazon, he has these others, he's really wanting to focus on the treasure hunting amusement park, the treasure hunting community. We right now have sold 18 books pre-order. He said, if you can get to 40, I'm going to put out the first hint September 1st. Nope, you're on mute.
This is the first book, guys. There was a treasure hunt 12 years ago. We did a video on it Monday. You guys can see about it. But yeah, if you can get 40 books, and we're at about half of that right now. 2 people ordered the book today. So I am going to put the PayPal link in the chat. The book, you tell them how much the book costs, K-Pro, because I keep doing it wrong.
It is $24.99. And with shipping, handling, everything that you need to worry about out the door, it's $30.
There you
So if you go up on Barnes and Noble, it is $34.99 plus shipping and handling, etc. We have a wholesale price with this author and distributor because they really want to focus on the treasure hunting amusement park. That's kind of their, even though he's a novelist and he's a really great author that sold 10, 12,000 books. They want to really focus on this side, which is the treasure hunting piece. And that's why they've come to us.
How do I order it?
You go to PayPal that Mike just put in the chat, which eventually will show up.
Boom, there it is.
There it is.
Everybody.
And you put $30 in the PayPal, and then you email Mike at cowlazars@gmail.com and with your address
So you want it shipped to.
where you want it shipped to, and it magically
The release
happens.
date of the book is September 15th. We are going to get the books from the author himself right around September 1st, and I will get it in the mail for you guys the day I get it. Here's the other cool thing. He will personalize your book, guys. And I don't mean he'll just write his name. He will actually personalize it. If you have a loved one, if you have somebody that's into treasure hunting you want to send it to, if you just want them to use your name, you got to email that to me. And I'm the one that's going to have to keep track of send the right one to who said what to who. But I'll do it because that's what me and K-Pro do. We get things done. So if you want it personalized, Stephen is nice enough to do that with these 40 books that we're going to pre-sell, pre-orders. But you got to email me and tell me what it is you want them to write, to who and whatever your name is. Yep. Otherwise, he could just say it. He could just sign it. Thanks, Jack. Ryan, I have 2 1.0 books available. This is the original book. He rewrote this book, but all he did was change the clues from the first treasure hunt to the new treasure hunt. So it's the same story, but if you have both books, you can actually compare what he changed, and we might have a leg up.
Same story, but there are words and paragraphs that are different.
Yeah, he changed
details.
Things. We don't know what he changed yet.
We have the first
2 of these, and these are $40. Why $40? Because these are collectible items. You can't get them anymore. I tried. When you go to Amazon and go, there's one right here, and you click on it and you pay, 2 days later, they're going to tell you, oh, we're out of stock. I know because I tried. I bought every book I could find. I only have 2 left. If anybody wants it, that's $40 to the PayPal account in the chat. The link's in the chat. And then you guys email me and tell me where you want me to send it to. I'll put it in the mail tomorrow. I'm crazy like that. So if you want the 1.0 book, I can put it in the mail tomorrow. The 2.0, what we call the 2.0 book, as soon as we get them from Stephen, you will get them. We got to get 40 books so we can get that hint from Mr. Stephen Grogan. And thanks to Stephen for doing that for us.
Yeah. Well, and we have the first chapter. Stephen gave it to us. Those of you that want to start, if we want to start a Vegas style Zoom, I'm going to talk about Zooms at the end. We can start diving into the differences because I believe this month is going to go by so quick. We need to hit the ground running. We have the old solve. Then we have the first chapter, the differences. We can start analyzing that. And then, gosh, within a couple weeks, we will have that as cows can't get COVID.
Bobby D says he just ordered the book. His address is in the PayPal invoice. Thank you, Bobby. You will get it as soon as I get it. You guys will all get it. I will be media mail. I'm sending a media mail, but you will get it. So anybody that's in the Vegas area, you can pick it up in person if you so choose. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about the Michigan hunt. Those of you that don't know, the Michigan hunt is the hunt with the jeweler that has hit national news, got on Fox News. They're doing $500 or 500 tickets being sold, private Facebook for each hunt. I think there's 6 or 7 hunts. The first hunt is this weekend. We got a ticket. It was sold out, but they've had to refund some. So when they refunded some, we were able to nab a ticket. We do know one searcher that's going to be local and in town. Mike is from this particular county, so he knows some friends. If you're in it and want to start talking, let's start. Yeah, you grew up there. That's
so
what
this is the website, guys. Johnny'sTreasureQuest.com. Look at all this stuff. He says he's got $1 million in gold and jewels because they had a jewelry store, which they closed. And instead of liquidating, they decided to do this. Right here, you can see all the ones that he set up. Now, again, explain to him, K-Pro, how it's divided up. It's not a hunt for $1 million.
It's not $1 million hunt. It's treasure hunts. So I think the first one was $49 and it was about $44,000. And then they've had some that are $49 or $59, and he has the items there, and it's 14,000. And so we're going to see how these go. I think they're selling out within a few hours. The first one is coming up on Saturday. So Mike and I are going to be up nice and early, and we are going to be. He has said he tries to make it easy, because. Oh, okay. We have some information, Mike, in your email. We'll have to look at that after. He has said he makes it rather easy because he's put literally an X. Don't dig unless you see the X, and you dig at that spot. Last weekend, he went to one of the counties right near where he was. He threw a bunch of coins out and said, "Hey guys, come on out and find these coins." And people did and had a good time. So
the very first treasure hunt, which starts this Saturday at 10 a.m., is 2 100-ounce bars of pure silver. And I know the silver prices have been going up, so pretty awesome. And then
okay.
And so just go to Johnny's Treasure Quest, anybody that's interested, and you can get the deal if you can get in. Tickets are going quick, and he limits the tickets, which is a interesting business strategy. But he limited it.
But sometimes we have some issues, and I am going to talk about the issue tonight. If you are a part of Johnny's Quest Facebook page, so here is what they did. They said the second hunt, they recommend you getting a kayak. Somebody said, but I'm a good swimmer. And they said, well, you probably could do it without a kayak. You need a buoyant vessel, is what they said. And they said good swimmers could probably make it. I have expressed my concerns to both Johnny and Damien, who is the admin there, of you are saying good swimmer and you're putting people in water. Forrest Fenn, I don't know if you know enough about his hunts. That is how we lost quite a few searchers. Could you please reconsider that? Johnny says he's looking into it. Damien says, well, those people need to get in a kayak, or, we strongly recommend a kayak. You have a lot of people coming in from out of town. I would really like them to reconsider their thought that people are getting into water. That's all. I'm not going to continue to go on. Some people are like, you're not the mama bear. I know. I am a mama bear, but I don't have a right to be. So all I'm saying, Fenny Bones, you have 3 kayaks, but what if somebody thinks they're a strong enough swimmer and then something happens? I know Forrest well enough. I know how much these deaths have taken a toll. Even though we can't blame them for it, we can learn from it. So I would really like them to reconsider. And I know I'm being a nervous Nelly, overprotective mama bear, whatever it is, that's fine. You know what? Then people, okay, that's it.
Well, you said what you had to say. It's on our treasure hunt. Johnny's Treasure Quest is a guy in Michigan doing his own thing. We just bought one of the tickets. We actually have 2 of the tickets. And we're interested in how he's going to do the clues and things like that. But yeah.
And they seem really, really genuine, and they're learning their way. I would just say, go up on the Facebook and say, no to swimming, and no to, it's just, I don't know. There you have it. There it is. That's all I have on that.
It says 1 ticket per family, but not allowed to form groups on 1 ticket. Yeah, I guess that's right. Yeah, I was
kind of.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Johnny's Treasure Quest. It'll be awesome. See, you're not supposed to talk about it, so it's not like we can really go live and talk about it, right? So.
Yeah. Right. I mean, after we find it, yes, but not before.
Finds it, yeah. And we do know some searchers that will be there in Michigan looking for it. So good luck to them, and we hope you do find it. Contact us because we did buy the ticket, so we can actually talk. So, okay.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Nemo says John is 51st place out of 293 left. That is awesome. Good luck, John. There is I think we're going to be able to see a Zoom once we get offline, and we'll watch him play.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of rides in the treasure hunt. A lot of rides.
Yeah.
The hunt for history, talking about 200 ounces of pure gold. The hunt for history, which I still haven't made a video on, and I need to. The hunt for history is a treasure hunt that is in Washington County, Indiana. It's by Salem, Indiana. Washington County encompasses it. 12 pounds of silver is the treasure, is the prize for that one. 12 pounds of silver. The treasure hunt has been out there for 10 years, though, so it's definitely not easy. It's definitely cipher-based. But if anybody's interested in that treasure hunt, email me, and I'll give you the info. We haven't got to making a video about it yet, but we will.
Okay. Next is the Yellowstone meetup. It is still scheduled. If you are going to be in the Yellowstone area Labor Day weekend, I have heard they're as busy as ever. The only way it's getting canceled, Cynthia said, is if Montana shuts down its borders again. But you never know if that's going to happen in the world we're living in right now. So Mike and I plan to be there. We haven't made full plans just because things have been so up in the air. So if you know of anywhere to stay, we might take you up on it because I think a lot of things are sold out right now. So, okay. So, two last things. Do we want to Zoom this week, friends? We have the new Mr. Clues that's coming out tomorrow, right? The first?
Yeah, the Mr. Clue will be released tomorrow at some point. That's true.
We have Mr. Clues, we have Mr. Beast, and we have the Vegas Die. We have one spot open Saturday. We are going to be allocating to the Michigan hunt. If anybody, let's just do it by a majority vote. If you want to be a part of a private Zoom, if you don't type in. I just want to see, are more people interested in Mr. Clue or Mr. Beast? Mr. Clue will be a little bit earlier on. Well, this is Sunday, Bobby D. So, yeah, 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Okay, so Saturday's 8/1. So we'll only have the first one. Will that be enough? Not. So if I were to do a private Zoom on Sunday, would you like to see Mr. Clue, Mr. Beast, or Vegas Die? And we would just go over what we have so far on Vegas Die. Bobby D says Mr. Beast. Okay.
You could go through Mr. Beast, which is the first couple clues, couple things are solved. You know what I mean? I've been up to clue 6 or whatever. So we could actually do that if we get enough people. That's what it's going to take, is a bunch of people to collaborate, try and figure the thing out.
Yeah, that's up to, okay. Okay. Nemo says Beast. Bobby voted second time. I don't know if that's fair, for Beast. Can't decide. So why don't you guys put in the comment section if you wanted to be a part of a private Zoom on Sunday. We're thinking around 3 o'clock, so it'd be noon. Noon our time, 3 o'clock, or 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock East Coast.
I got to make something clear because I just got an email. Back to Vegas Die real quick. The author, Stephen Grogan, will personalize the books regardless of how many we sell. Somebody said if you get to 40 books, he'll personalize them. No, he will personalize them now,
yeah.
which is nice, which is very nice to Stephen. If we get to 40 books, he will release some kind of a hint on September 1st, he said, which is when he will give us the books, I believe. So, yeah, he will personalize it now. So if you order and you want it personalized, just let me know what you wanted to say. So we've had 3 people order the book in the last 5 minutes, which is awesome, but we got to get up to 40. Remember what we say, guys, support people who do treasure hunts. $30 for Vegas Die, out the door, shipped to your door. And that is $2,500 is the prize, percentage of book sales, pieces of 8 coin that you get to keep, which is awesome. Okay, go ahead, Kate.
Okay, so we will decide, and we will put announcements out up on Thor and up on the Grand Adventure, and I will be making it in. Mike keeps taking me away from all the AGK chats. I will be in AGK this Saturday, so I will put it out on Saturday as well. Mr. Beast, Mr. Clues, Vegas Die, it'll be one of those 3. So put it in chat if you have a strong preference one way, not in chat. You can put it in chat, but also put it in the comments after this is done. Okay. So I was all over Wyoming last week. Still no one between Casper and Shoshone. Light traffic in the northeast corner of Yellowstone. 1 billion people at Prismatic and Old Faithful. Yeah. Yellowstone is really, or West Yellowstone is really busy. So this is the part that Cynthia gets to do, and Sunshine gets to do. They get to deal with all of the logistics. We're just bringing the prizes and things. And thank you to Tony Henman. He has donated lots of necklaces.
Speaking of donations, and let's talk about the most important thing. Look at these right here.
Oh, wait, before you do that, can I do one other thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Next week, we are adjusting to both being in the Pacific time zone. Next week, our show is going to move 2 hours later. We are going to move to 8 p.m. Pacific time. I know that's a little later for East Coasters, but we're finding challenges between kids and life and things. So we're going to try it next week to see if we if that works for everybody. So next week, our shows are going to be at 8 p.m.
On Monday and Thursday, 8
on
p.m.
Monday and Thursday.
Pacific. That's 11 p.m. Eastern, everybody. And so you don't forget, the best thing to do
Hi,
is
doggy.
subscribe and hit the bell. Hey, there's the
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and we're just trying something new out. And if anybody else wants to take that earlier spot, we'd love to have a night of all the things discussing.
And Randy, I think you're going to get your 26 reviews. So I hope to see that video tonight or tomorrow. But I think it takes a minute for Amazon to update. Somebody in the chat just said, I'm 26. So yeah, I'll be looking forward.
And I still have to go put mine in. So,
Yeah.
okay. So now what we consider breaking news for us, this is just for us.
No, it's the biggest breaking news of the night. And that has to do with these coins right here. These are, in fact, 1 ounce, 0.999 silver coins. Got to give a big thank you to Richard McKeever, who donated these for. What did he donate them for, K-Pro?
We have many of you have asked if we would do a treasure hunt. We decided a little bit ago, we didn't announce it right off because we needed to get our first draft done. We have decided to do a series of treasure hunts. I will say, are not going to be, they will be grand adventure-ish because Mike is involved, but they will not be highly cipher based. The first draft has been complete as of today. So we had kind of, I know you're offended by that, and just be offended.
No ciphers, everybody. I mean, what? Maybe I'll slip one in there somewhere. But it will
No,
not
there will be one.
Grand adventures, ciphers like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so right now what we're doing is several people have asked us, we didn't want to take donations until we were ready. We believe that this will be, right now it's still a little bit up in the air. We believe that there's going to be 5 different puzzles over either a 1 or 2 month period of time. We are looking probably in the next 2 months to have it ready and going, but we will take donations now. Do not super chat though. If you do want to donate to the PayPal and just say it's for the treasure hunt. And then anything you want to donate, we just think it would be cool. It's kind of similar to what AGK is doing. We think it would be cool to have individual items. We had somebody actually donate today because I don't know how word got out. 2 can keep a secret if one of them's not Mike. We've been hinting at it a little bit.
So, these will be a prize. These are going to go to one lucky winner. So we have a bunch of things. If you guys want to send something, the address is in the description down below. Anything you send will go into the treasure hunt as prizes. If you want to donate money, I'll put the PayPal link in there again. And all of that money, minus whatever PayPal fee they take out, will go to the eventual winners of our treasure hunt. So
yeah. So thank you to Richard McKeever. He was like, I'm donating. He was the first. We just didn't want to announce it too soon. We wanted to learn a little bit on the different times and things. So, but it will not be a long book. We actually have a story. And what it's going to be is probably a 2 to 3 page a very short story. They're almost like chapters, and each of them play on each other. They will be a standalone hunt, and then we're going to have one mega hunt at the end.
So details to come, but it's not going to be a big novel like this. This is a novel that happens to be a treasure hunt, and it's a good novel. I like the story. The Beacon Star is short, like Randy's book. We want our book to kind of be like Randy's. And what have I said before? We're going to take the good parts out of all these treasure hunts and make our own. We're going to steal little aspects of all the treasure hunts and make them our own. Minotaur Moreno says, Texas, please. Texas. Mr. Kalu says, ooh, I've got some stuff to add. Oh, we'll take it, Mr.
Oh, wow.
Like a coin, gold and silver kind of person. So whatever you guys want to donate is going to go in the treasure hunt. We don't keep any of it.
And it will be all, at least most of them will be boots on the ground. And so there is no doubt there's going to be one in Vegas. No doubt at all.
Try and make her do a virtual one. We'll see.
There might be one in the series, but there's not going to be more than one.
You guys have details. We'll give it to you.
Where was I born and raised? California, baby. And you know what? The West Coast has not been represented very well right now in the community. And so I do believe.
Where was I born and not raised? California. That's right.
Yeah. So we already have, there's a lot of things that are happening right now. That's one thing I've been focusing on, but the first draft got done today. It is super, super rough. Mike has not seen the full draft, the story, and then we have to work on the hunt portion. But the only thing I will tell you is, though I love you, Randy, though I love you, Cowlazars, it is not going to be cipher heavy. like Mike Mine's work. So
From our treasure hunt, I am going to do another grand adventure, which I hope to make this weekend. So, and I was thinking of maybe charging for it, and maybe everybody who pays, that's the prize for the winner. All the
I
money.
think that'd be fun.
I just thought I'd do that as a test to see how it works. I don't know.
And Ray says NorCal. I've lived in NorCal. That's where he was born. And then Cheryl says SoCal. And Melissa lives SoCal. And that's where I was raised. And so I just want to pay tribute to the West Coast because again, and there's, we just have so much to come. I don't want to tease it too much, but I do want to say it was probably the hardest thing and the most fun thing. We're going to have some fun, and some of you, I'm going to be paying tribute to some of you in the story as well.
You guys are really going to like the story, I believe.
Oh my gosh, the story is going to be epic in my mind, but it's, you know, we're too close to it. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as it's taken for us to put together. And we didn't, but we're learning a lot from the different hunts, what's working, what's not, how that works. Just know the story is going to be really short, and it's going to be kind of thick in the information that's provided in these very short stories.
And we're putting up money for the prize fund too. Don't think it's only what you donate.
Oh, right.
We'll have details on that. But there's the address in the chat if you want to send us anything, which will go into the prize. If you want to send anything on PayPal, just make sure in the description you say for your treasure hunt. Make sure it's not a donation for us. Make sure you say this is for the treasure hunt, and use friends and family. That way they don't take a fee out of it. If you could use friends and family, that'd be great. So
Mike, did you see Loki? I wanted you to see Loki's comment. Did you see Loki's comment?
No, I didn't. Where is it?
Don't care for codes and whatnot. I like a straightforward puzzle. Okay, let me be really honest with you guys. I don't talk too much about Mike and I's relationship. Mike and I pretty much see eye to eye on kids, finances, outlooks on life, morals, where to live, how to keep a house, etc. One thing we do not agree on, and we actually have a little bit of heated debate about, is what is the perfect treasure hunt? Mike is Codebreaker Charlie. I'm imaginative Susie. I don't think that's a person, but I am all about like analogies and poems. And
Sally Field Frog.
I'm Sally Frog. So, but with that, we really have a good banter about, and he truly believes every treasure hunter in the world is like him and Randy. No, there's 12 of you. That's it. The rest of us love imagination and poems and pictures and The Secret and Forrest Fenn. And we do. And Loki just said it. And okay, I know you get serious here.
Bobby says, I really wish there was a way you could make it an armchair and a boots on the ground. We may do that. Like we said, we're trying to take the best parts out of all these different treasure hunts we've seen. And you'll see. I think it'll be something for everybody in this one.
Imagination Ingrid. I love Randy. Okay. Imagination Karen. I love. Okay, guys. Yeah. So in general, just know that it's going to be a real combination, but it's going to be much more. I have to tell you, I wrote the story and I've embedded some things. Mike will probably overturn and change it. But anyway, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be, and I do think that we have really put in time in creating this. So we know a lot about them. We're watching a lot of hunts, and we participated in a ton of hunts. So I'm hoping that we bring all of that together. I think the good hunt has a little bit of both. Too many snipers gets too frustrating.
Oh, I agree with that.
Exactly. No, you love.
Yeah. No, it'll be fun. We hope you guys like it. We'll have details later, but we just wanted to get we're not going to do a GoFundMe or Kickstarter or any of that. You guys want to give, you know, we're here, you know, the PayPal, you know, the address, you just give what you want to give.
It's going to be fun.
We'll have some pretty cool prize fund when we release it. So,
yeah. And we have some things in mind, and we're working some things.
Thanks,
just
Sam.
know it's going to be awesome. Hopefully some of you see it like I believe like HEK is going to be. When they do things, they do it with quality. I hope you guys know we're going to do this with quality. Mm-hmm. So yes. So there you go.
Breaking news: the K-Pro and Cowlazars treasure hunt coming soon.
No, a kayak. I can tell you, John Miller, for sure. A kayak is not the price. There's no water.
Life jacket.
No water is going to be affiliated with any of our hunts. I can tell you that now.
Mr. Clue says tomorrow I hide the Peach State treasure. Good luck to everyone. Mr. Clue, can you confirm it is in Georgia or not? You probably can't, but I thought I'll try. It is the Peach State, but maybe there's a
People
twist.
need to
Never
follow
know.
him around. That's what I think. Okay. I think that is the list of list.
All right, let me see if I can get an update from JC real quick. Somebody else bought a Vegas die. That's awesome. We're gonna get to 40. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, we need like a Goonies and Indiana Jones type. That's the stuff you see in the movies. That's the stuff you dream about. Not sitting there doing codes. You walk up to the top and you see X marks a spot when who's Indiana Jones looks down. There you go. Okay. Could be a lot of crying water associated with your hunts. No water. This is going to be safe hunts.
Desert, no water, desert. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think it was 108 today.
Yeah, it's a hot one out here. Okay, guys. So remember, 10 p.m. Right? No, what time did we say we're going live?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. 8 p.m. next week, Monday and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit likes, the thumbs up button. Trying to get to 4,000 subscribers, everybody. So if you could hit that subscribe button, I appreciate it. Hint of Richard got the 1,900 subscribers, so that's awesome. Thanks
Well-
everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back with the rest of the Forrest Fenn interview for sure.
Last thing,
Yeah.
we are doing the best we can with adjusting to kind of our new world post Forrest Fenn. Put some things in the chat, like, or in the comment section. What do you want to hear more about? What is working? What is not? And we'll go from there.
And the other thing is email me. You know, some people have ideas like I've never seen a treasure hunt do this or that. Just email me. Give me your ideas. Give me your
Yeah.
opinion on our show, on the treasure hunting amusement park, all that stuff. Awesome, Fenny Bones. We're actually definitely going to do a Zoom, and we're all going to try and find it. That should be a good one. So AGK and Vegas Die upcoming. Beacon Star is out now. Johnny Treasure Quest starts this weekend, and he's got ones going all through the rest of the year. There's a couple other ones out there. Who am I missing? Mr. Clue, it starts tomorrow. Master Morpheus, I hope you do another one. We'll see if he does or not.
The Secret has been out there for a while. Fandango is out there.
Hunt for History.
Hunt for History.
There's some other ones I know. I'm missing.
AGK, it's coming up quick. So AGK is going to be out. They're going to be putting out kind of a precursor, a list of rules, a list of kind of what's to come. I think we should dive into that once it's out. So there's Dolos.
Yeah, Dolos is still out there. That's what I
Dolos?
was trying to think of. Enigma of Dolos. I think some people are close on that one, but we'll see. Mr. Clue said yes, so I think he has in fact confirmed it is in Georgia. Any searchers out there in Georgia, reach out to us. We'll collaborate with you.
Oh, Gallatin says maybe create a coin.
Yeah, there's an idea to create a coin. If only we knew somebody that was known for coins. It's crazy. All right, but you guys will get all the details later on. Moving on down the road. I mean, AGK and Vegas Die are going to come out before ours. Don't worry about that, guys. Ours are a little bit further down the road.
Yeah.
There's going to be plenty out there for the treasure hunting amusement park. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And we will see you guys on Monday.
Thumbs up. Have a good night, guys.
Here we go. I'll be looking for your video, Randy. I emailed JC for an update, the World Series of Poker. Let's see what he says. 65,000 in chips, lost a few. He was at 80,000, but 65,000 in chips is awesome. Go, JC. We hope you win it. We hope you get the bracelet. All right, everybody. Email us your thoughts, and we will see you next time.
It's open when it's light, it's open when it's dark. It's the treasure hunt amusement park. Masquerade and Forrest Fenn are closed, but there are plenty more rides than just those. There's Beacon Star and Treasure Man, Vegas Die and Oak Island. Give them a try and you'll be smiling. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook. Keep searching forever, start searching now. Grand adventures with K-Pro and Cow. The secret, a gypsy's kiss, the whistle pig. Come watch our show, win a prize, little or big. This place never closes, that's for certain. There's always a reason to keep searching. Boots on the ground, look, look, look. Your ticket to the ride is the book. The dream of the treasure is the hook. The dream of the treasure is the hook.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.